Rotary Swing has hundreds of thousands of members, and out of those hundreds of thousands of members, there's one consistent thing that every single golfer wants more of, and that is how to be more consistent. And that's what we're going to talk about today. In fact, I'm going to give you one simple change that you can make in your golf swing and go out and practice today and start hitting more consistent shots than you probably ever have in your whole life. It's that common of a problem, and I've spent the last 2 decades teaching golfers how to stop doing this, and I'm going to show you today how to be able to hit the ball very, very clean, very crisp, but not only more consistent, but more powerfully as well by actually doing less. So it's a great win-win for us. We're going to take stress off our body, we're going to start being more consistent and have more power. That's a home run for us. So what is it that causes most golfers to be really inconsistent? There's a million things, of course, but the one I want to talk about today is understanding angles in your body. When you stand in your posture to dress, you've got your spine angle here, your hips, etc. So many amateur golfers lose the tush line coming down, and they have no idea why. They don't understand that what's causing this movement, and in fact, it's only one thing that can cause you to lose the tush line. So forget golf for a second. How would you cause yourself to do this in the downswing? What muscles would you use? Well, if I use my right leg and my right glute and quad and I push off of it into the ball, look what happens to my posture. I start standing up, and this is what so many amateur golfers look like at impact, and their spine angle is now changed from an angle where it's bent over properly to now it's very upright, which tends to cause the swing plane and path to come from the club, or come from the inside. You stand up, you start swinging away around, your body's out of control and out of power. So what you want to understand is obviously you need to maintain your tush line, you know that, but how do you get in that position that you can do that? The whole trick is nothing more than learning to move from the left side of your body and pushing the left hip back while pulling with the left oblique. So I'll show you face on. When I'm posting up, this post up move at impact, as I push my left ankle into the ground and straighten my knee, I'm also pushing my hip back away from the target line. Now what would that do to my spine angle? If anything, it's actually going to increase my spine angle, but when I push from the right side, watch what happens. My right hip can only move into the ball, into the target line, which I showed you this way, and the left hip pulling with the left oblique to help you rotate and posting up on that left leg actually causes me to increase my spine angle. So all I want to do from there is practice keeping this right heel on the ground. Now it can roll to the inside when I'm hitting balls like this, but I want it to stay down. As soon as it comes up, the knee goes forward, the hip goes forward, spine goes up, and you're changing every angle in your swing. Your plane and path are going to be offers a million things that are now introduced as variables versus staying in your posture and maintaining the same angles, keeping that foot down, this hip back, and then from there I can release it. By learning how to keep your lower body stable and quiet and keeping this right heel down, you'll maintain your angles, you'll slow down how fast your hips are rotating. They only need to move for most golfers, they need to move way less than what they think. On the average, a tour pro moves about 8 to 12 miles an hour with their hips through the hitting area. It's not very fast. So if you're posting up and you're trying to push really hard to turn your hips as fast as you can, you don't need to do that. Yes, your hips need to move. They got to get out of the way and they've got to turn and post up, but it needs to happen from the lead side. Otherwise, when you're pushing hard off the right, you're always going to stand up and lose your posture. So if this makes sense to you, I want you to take a look at this bonus video. It's going to help you understand how to create these movements in your swing, and you can practice them anywhere, anytime, because Rotary Swing is all about being able to do drills indoors without hitting balls, because that's the fastest way to learn.